It's finally playoff time. It's been a season with ups and downs for the Dallas Cowboys, but they ended the regular season atop the NFC East. What else could you ask for? Now it's time for the good stuff. The Seattle Seahawks are coming to visit the Dallas Cowboys this week in the first round of the playoffs, and this matchup is going to be amazing. The Seahawks have the better point differential on this season, plus 81 to plus 15, but both teams ended the season with mostly very close games. In fact, with a few rare exceptions, the Cowboys and Seahawks have played almost nothing but extremely close games all year. The Cowboys only won one game by more than one possession, trouncing the Jaguars in the 6th game of the season, and the Seahawks haven't lost a game by more than one possession all year. And while the Cowboys clearly have the best runner in this game, the best individual runner in Ezekiel Elliott, Seattle has the most rushing yards in the league on the 2nd most attempts. Dallas is 10th in both of those categories, and Seattle is one of the most efficient running teams in the league as well. 4.8 yards per attempt is good for 5th in the league. The Cowboys have 4.5 yards per attempt, which is 14th. Those are admittedly largely stats you wouldn't think you're seeing whenever you're watching these games on a weekly basis, but here's the takeaway. Seattle is happy to run the ball, and they do it well, at least as well as the Cowboys, if not better. So this has usually been an advantage for Dallas throughout the season. Not the case this week. Both of these teams will run the ball at will. With all those rushing stats in mind, the Cowboys averaged just 221 passing yards per game in 2018, and Seattle averaged an anemic 193 yards per game through the air. However, my favorite stat for measuring a passing game is yards per attempt, and the Seahawks are 6th in the league, averaging 8.1 yards per pass attempt. That's an extremely efficient passing game paired with that strong run game. Dallas is right in the middle of the league, 16th with 7.4 yards per attempt through the air, and anecdotally, Russell Wilson is simply a better quarterback than Dak Prescott. No offense to Dak Prescott, but it's also not terribly close. If you're torn on a game like this, look at the quarterbacks. That's a good tiebreaker, and the Seahawks have the advantage there. But let's look at the other side of the ball, because defensively, the advantages start to look better for the Cowboys. They've been the better defense all year, but things have been looking better for the last few weeks for Seattle as well, holding the Vikings to 7 points and having an overwhelming, very good end to the season, finishing the year 6-1. That's a very good way to wrap up a year. The Cowboys went 7-1 to finish the season. These two teams have so many similarities. So if you give the defensive advantage to Dallas, the quarterback advantage to the Seahawks, and the running games are just really close, then what do? Well, there are lots of factors in play here throughout this game, and also for this specific stat. But it's worth noting that home field advantage has been a big deal for both of these teams. The Cowboys went 7-1 at home and 3-5 on the road, while the Seahawks went 6-2 at home and 4-4 on the road. This game is being played in Jerry World. You could predict anything in this game, and I wouldn't blame you. Honestly, you could flip a coin, whatever. But if you're going to bet on anything, bet on this being a one-possession game. That seems to be the only sure thing. And in the playoffs, sometimes the sure things don't even shake out. I'm Joshua Brisco, and this has been Know Your Opponent Playoff Edition, only on Phantom.